Yeah, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com. I'm playing World of Tanks. The tank I am playing is the IS2. It's a Russian, or is it Chinese? It's a Chinese Tier 7, probably heavy tank. And the map is Himmelsdorf. So I'm going to come over here and take up this position. This is where I usually go when I have a heavy tank with a long reload.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Maybe he didn't. Oh, I don't know if he spotted me or not.
Critical hit.
It's like he didn't spot me. Oh, maybe his reconnaissance ability is really poor.
Enemy is hit.
Oh god, that's all I fucking need.
Permission to engage. Enemy armor is hit.
He's probably got a long reload. Okay.
Everyone get out.
Okay, that's the IS-2. Whenever I play, I always try to be in front of my allies. You get more experience. When you're behind your allies, you get less experience. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And the reason why is because whoever's closest, or whoever does the spotting, which in theory is the person who's closest, gets half of the experience. So if I'm in front and my allies are shooting at the enemy, then I get half of whatever they earn. In addition, I get 100% of whatever I shoot. And if I'm behind, then it would be the reverse. You know, they would get everything that they shoot, and I would get half of what I shoot. So if you're ahead and there's 2 shots, you'd get 75% of the experience. And if you're behind somebody and each of you take a shot, you get 25% of the total experience. So that's why you want to be in front. And yeah, it means you're going to die more often and all that, etc., etc., etc. But you know, you actually get you grow 3 times faster. That's why I do it. And people laugh and they say, "Oh, you died, you suck." So, you know, I get a lot of experience. That's for sure. That game wasn't that great. I only had 2 or 3 penetrations, maybe 4. But I get a lot of good games. And my average is pretty high. One of the things that I'm trying to do more often is to pay more attention when I'm in serious danger, when I'm about to die, and try to retreat. In theory, you should be able to do it every game. Every game, you should know when to retreat, and occasionally I succeed and I retreat, and I have no hit points, and I'm behind my allies, but usually that doesn't happen. That was an example. I don't know how many people shot at me, but I did die.
Target acquired. Penetration.
Gotta keep on moving.
Damaged. Let's find another target. Target acquired.
Okay, with a jam turret is no good.
I don't see the target.
And my commander's dead or whatever.
Try rotating the turret slowly. It should be working now.
So that's why you don't want to be behind all these guys. You want to be in front. As you can see right now, this guy has me blocked in. I can't even get a shot in. Why he had to stop, I don't know. But, I mean, he should know that there's people behind him that want to shoot. You know, I was the second one here, and it's true I did stop. But, you know, he still shouldn't be blocking people. Like this other Tiger, look at what he's doing. He's blocking 3 of us behind him.
Target acquired. Target lost.
And if this guy's so fast, how come he's behind everybody? Because he probably waited for his allies to go ahead of him so nobody would shoot at him. Now, think about it. You've got all these tanks. There's 4 of us. There's no reason for this guy to stop. All of us should be advancing and overrun the enemy. Why he stopped? He stopped for absolutely no reason. There was nobody around the corner.
Ready to fire. I don't see the target.
My tank is too slow to go chasing down enemy tanks. I'm going to get on the cap. These guys that are faster should go and try and locate more enemy tanks or return to our base. So I'm going to stay here. Obviously, if I get spotted, he can shoot at me and reset the cap. Doesn't say I was spotted.
Enemy armor is damaged.
They do have artillery, so I'm going to move because their artillery still exists. Too bad I missed that guy. Game over. You'll note he came back to reset his cap. But it doesn't seem like we had anybody that went to reset our cap. Okay, so I did okay, nothing special. Now you'll keep in mind, I was behind my allies. And that goes to show you, when you're behind your allies, you don't get as good of a game. The guys that are in front get the better game. So I'm going to play the Tiger P, which uses the crew from the Lowe. See what you got here. This is 180-80. 10 extra meters of view range for that turret. I'm not going to get it. I'm probably going to get this VK, because I think this goes to the mouse. Yeah. So we're going to get in with the Tiger P. I have personal reserves, which is additional free experience. It's only 20%. However, it is for 6 hours, and I've got 2 hours remaining. When you do that, you want to play your higher tier tanks because they get more experience, and therefore the personal reserves gives you more free experience. So that's why I'm playing my higher tier tanks right now. Lately I haven't been playing them very much.
Move out.
Okay, so I'm going to go up the center line. Hopefully we'll see some tanks on their way to town. You need a really good spotter. Usually what I do is I spot first, which is not what the T-37 is doing. Spot first, and then deal with the tanks in the center. I don't see anybody on their way to town. Oh, there's a tank.
Target acquired. Penetration.
Hopefully I wasn't spotted.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Okay, so we've got some tanks in front of us that we got to deal with. There's a medium tank. He is damaged.
Ready to fire. I don't see the target.
He's got an ally that's shooting at me.
Drop hit. Target acquired. Penetration.
I was able to hit him, luckily.
Target acquired. Target mobilized. Enemy armor is damaged. Penetration. Ready to fire. Target unlocked. Ready to fire. We're done for.
Okay.
Everyone get out.
It would have been nice if what I could have done is rammed the tank behind me and shot the tank in front of me. But what happened happened. You know, there's little I can do about it. I did get 2 kills. Oh, the ally behind me. There was an ally on the road behind me. He either died. There was another guy there. He must have left. So there was another tank behind the T-37. He obviously left. And I was hoping he was going to back me up. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But this is basically the strategy you use. Usually you hit the tanks as they're on the way to town. And usually there's a lot of them, but we didn't spot any of them. Except for that one guy that I killed. And then once you get as many of those, you come around the corner where it's a little bit more dangerous and you clean up on whoever's over here. Hopefully your team will back you up. If you don't clean up in the north, then they're going to take shots at you and it's going to be a lot more difficult. And obviously they're a little bit more aggressive than we were. So I was having to deal with more than one tank. It was a little bit more difficult. But that's the way you do it. I need to take a break. So I will see you later. I'm going to show you my crew. You can see that I have 2 skills. They're almost up to the 3rd skill. What I'm going to do once they get up to 3rd skill, I'm going to split the crew up and I'm going to make them all into commanders on different tanks, except for my commander, of course. But all the other crew members, the other 4, will become commanders using the option to switch their training. It's not called training, it's called something else, the specialty or something like that. And I'm going to move in guys that have less skill to be things like the loader and things like that, where it's less important. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please post below.